Christine, you ready? Okay. Good evening, everybody. The hour being 6:30, I hereby call to order the King William Board of Zoning Appeals meeting. Ms. Grover, please call the roll.
Ms. Walker? Here. Ms. Broadus?
Here.
Mr. Bailey? Mr. Fogg?
Here.
And Mr. Nolan?
Here. Thank you, Ms. Grover. At this time, do we want to make any introductions or have we passed that already?
We do have two members and I think everybody has met them, but we have Mr. Fogg and Mr. Bailey that have joined the board. So,
Welcome both.
Welcome, everybody.
Okay. Next, the meeting agenda is offered for review and adoption. Note that we have an amended agenda. So let's look at that, not the one that we received in our packets. I believe the amendment was under new business election of board chair and board vice chair. That being the only change. Are there any discussion or suggested modifications to the agenda?
I have none.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion that we approve the meeting agenda as presented, the amended agenda.
I make that motion.
I second that motion.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
I,
I'm seeing a majority in favor. The meeting agenda is adopted. Next, the minutes from the BZA meeting of June 1st are offered for approval. Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes? Is there any discussion or suggested edits to the minutes?
these are an abbreviated version. I had completed minutes, which were more detailed, but this is the one that they supplied, so I'm fine with the abbreviated version.
They being the professional staff.
Yes,
Are they acceptable?
yes.
Anybody have any discussion or questions?
I was just caught up right that they were trimmed down so much.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's not summarizing the discussions we had. Basically, just
Summarizing the outcome.
yeah.
Okay. Do you have a concern or?
No, I do. If it's acceptable, I'm fine with it.
If there's no further discussion, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes as prepared by the staff.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented in the package.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Ms. Grover, please call the roll.
And I'm gonna go ahead and I will skip Mr. Bailey and Mr. Fogg since they were not at the last meeting. So Ms. Walker. Aye. Ms. Broadus
I,
and Mr. Nolan.
Aye. Okay, we'll now open the meeting to public comment period, if there are any. If anyone in attendance or participating remotely wishes to speak on matters unrelated to the application under consideration this evening, now is the time to do so. Interested parties will have the one opportunity of 3 minutes per individual speaker or 5 minutes per group or organization. Is there any interest in any comments during the public hearing? Anybody remotely?
No, so there's not anyone online.
Okay. All right, seeing none, then we'll close that, close the public comment period. Next on the agenda is public hearing for variance request D dash 03 dash 2022. The owner applicant is Wayne Castleberry. Ms. Grover, are you prepared to summarize the case before us?
Yes, sorry.
Thank you.
Right, so Mr. Castleberry of 338 Hazelwood Road is requesting to construct a 45 by 60 detached garage in the front yard. It's been quite some time since the board met last. And the planning staff, along with the planning commission and the board of supervisors, has revised the zoning ordinance since the last time we met to allow accessory structures in the front yard, providing that they are not greater than 800 square feet, or they're not 50% of the main structure on lots that are 5 acres or greater. So that's a change since the last meeting.
I'm sorry, could you just repeat those metrics? 800 square feet, and what was the second one?
Or they're no greater than 50% of the main structure.
Okay.
So in this particular instance, he's greater than 800 square feet. And he's also 50% greater than the main structure. So his particular property, he is 5 acres or greater. So this is a copy of so this is the location who's requested in the front yard. And it's 45 by 60 garage, as I mentioned. This is the front yard. Side setback that he has shown is 12.7 feet. He has agreed to move it to 2 feet. That's the requirement, so he has agreed to adjust that. And front setback right now that he's shown it at is 208.5 feet. The requirement is 75 feet. So under that new condition, they do have to meet that front yard setback, which in this particular case is 75 feet. So this particular zone district is the HC district, and these are all the zoning districts that are around it. So we have RR, and we also have the HC district. And this is kind of, we try to show the character of the lots that are around them. So as you can see, we have screening in the front, screening all around them. So putting a structure in the front yard is going to be screened from the trees. Previously, the application that was in the front yard that didn't require front end to the sides, so he did take the structure down, and he's looking to put it back the side structure that I had mentioned.
I'm sorry, how large was the previous structure?
I don't want to take that. He's sending some pictures of what was there previously, different. So that's what we call that structure.
Generally in the same location.
In the front yard.
Okay.
And we put some pictures, and we have staff put some pictures of the topography of the yard. And that was it's kind of hard to tell from pictures. It doesn't exactly show the sloping of the yard. But that's what these are showing. That it's slopey, it goes downward to the back and the rear. So you kind of see the timbers that are here, it's holding back the gravel of the driveway, and it kind of slopes down towards in the rear. That's the side of the house, going, you can kind of see it going down. And this is towards the front of the property. And then again, see it sloping down.
And would the proposed structure be somewhere in that view or elsewhere?
It's hard to see, but he has some flags.
Okay.
Over there. You can kind of see them. the better. We were working on that. So in your packet, you'll see, staff does recommend, based on the steep slopes, but make it difficult for the construction. We do recommend approval based on a couple of different recommendations. So the health department did come back, and recommend, based on their criteria, that it be located a minimum of 50 feet from the well if the foundation is termite treated, and 10 feet if it's non-treated or has an alternative treated foundation. That's their standard recommendation on any structure that's close to the well. So based on that limited area that the owner has to place a detached garage, again, we recommend approval of the variance.
Because it is how far from the well area? Is it the 50 feet or?
Right now, it's very close. It's less than 10 feet
Oh,
based
yeah.
on what you see on the
Okay.
right. So we would recommend approval if it were moved back based on the health department
Okay.
recommendation.
Okay, so that's what it is. He's proposing closer to the 10 feet, but yeah, based on the health department recommendation, want it moved back to the 50 foot.
50 feet if it's termite treated,
Okay.
10 feet if it's non-termite treated,
Okay,
or has the alternative treatment. He's not treating it.
okay. So then he would be required to meet
10.
the 50.
10.
10. Oh, it's not true. Okay. Okay.
I'll stand by for any questions that you have.
What was the date that that ordinance was adopted?
I can get that.
Just wondering if it was previous to the application or after the application.
It was previous, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
He came in when we were actually going through the process.
Board members have any questions for Ms. Grover?
No, I think your presentation was very thorough. Thank you.
I appreciate that. All right, next, Mr. Castleberry has the opportunity to speak on the application. He's in the audience. Please. Good evening, sir. How are you? Good, fine, thank you.
My name is Wayne Casper. That's my place. I've been there for 30 years. I think all this is in your package. I just wanted to build a garage. What I've been working on is underneath my vehicles on my back in gravel driveway. I'm retired, so I need, just something to fiddle with in a garage. That the reason it's that size is I have 4 vehicles, plus 1 project Jeep and a whole lot of other stuff that I just need the room so I can clear my basement out somewhat, so I can maybe make that into a living area instead of everything piled up in there. Other than that, it's just, it's something that I've been here ever since I moved in. I wanted to get rid of that pole shed that was there because I've been fighting that thing for the last 10 years, chasing roof leaks. And it needed to come down, so I got rid of it. And basically I'm building one that was like a 2-bay. This one's gonna be a 3-bay garage, so. But pretty much that's what I want to do. And if anybody has any questions.
I think I have one quick one. Will the building be termite treated? Do you need to be 50 feet away or 10 feet sufficient?
10 feet, it's gonna be a metal build.
Okay, is
So-
that problematic for you to make it 10 feet from the well?
No, I think I gotta fill in a little bit just to shift it, because where I'm building is actually where the other one was. That's pretty much the only high spot. My house sits here and it's a high spot that just runs right through where the pole shed was. So it just needs to go in the same spot, but I can move it down just a little bit.
Okay.
And otherwise your property is surrounded by a tree barrier.
Yes, trees. That my house is on 5 acres. I also own the 7.5 acres right next to it, which was in that dark shaded part. It'd be
Down at the
this,
bottom of this picture.
Hmm?
Like towards the bottom of this.
yes, yes. If they had that other picture where it showed the different. Yeah, that,
Yeah.
it's right next, it's in the darker spot. One side where my house is Hazelwood Farms, and the dark colored one is called Durrell Estates. So I'm in between, but I own the 7.5 acres right there.
Any other board members have questions of the applicant?
Assuming no one complained about your request.
Mm,
They have not, no, sir.
Okay. I see there are some other members and other attendees. Would anybody like to speak on behalf or against the application? I'll open the floor to public comment on this application.
My name is Ed Moore, I'm the District 5 Supervisor. Mr. Castleberry, one of my constituents. I recommend approval.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
It's always nice to see you folks come out in support of or otherwise. Any board members have any other questions of Ms. Grover or the applicant?
No, at this point, I'm satisfied.
Any discussion? Okay.
Would you like a motion?
I was going to ask Ms. Grover if she had
Um,
received any correspondence on the application.
We have not, no, sir.
You haven't? Okay,
She had already said that.
okay, thank you. You're keeping good notes.
Yeah. Well, based on the information that has been provided and based on the specified criteria to grant a variance request, I believe that this owner has shown that it will not create any significant disruption to the neighborhood. And I would make a motion that we grant the petition for variance.
Do we have the condition of, the 10 feet?
Yes. Yeah, based on the criteria that they described.
Okay.
So is that a motion?
That was a motion to accept, to
Okay.
grant the variance, yes.
I agree, based on the rural character of the property and the wooded screening and the fact that the applicant has used that area for a structure for what appeared to be some long time. I see this as a tremendous improvement to the property.
Absolutely.
So based on that, I'll entertain a second.
That's right.
Scrub, will you take the roll call, please?
Ms. Walker,
Aye.
Ms. Broaden,
I,
Mr. Bailey, Mr. Fogg, and Mr. Nolan.
Also like to commend the board and the planning commission on making that change to the ordinance. It's going to go a long way to helping the residents clear up what was questionable. Okay. Next on the agenda. So Ms. Grover, with that, the application's been approved
Yeah,
and the applicant will get some notice from staff.
yes, sir.
Okay, appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any old business? Okay. We have two items listed under new business, election of board chair and election of board vice chair. This would be up through January of 2023. Feel the need to be forthright. I may be moving out of the county in the next 3 to 6 months. I'm happy to serve if elected as chair for that period, but probably be gone in 3 months. So if you choose to elect somebody more long-term, my feelings wouldn't be hurt.
We can table it until January when we have election of all officers.
Mhm.
Um,
And and he can just, be the
Continue
acting
as acting
chairperson.
chair.
until-
Okay.
yeah.
Alright.
We only have 2 months left, so,
Do you have any pending applications?
not that I know of.
And I'd make a motion that we table the decision on a board chair and vice chair until the new year.
Well,
Did you-
no, just want to say I'm honored and be happy to continue to serve as long as I can.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. With that, I'll
No.
entertain a motion to adjourn.
I
I
make,
think we need to.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was there something else?
I second the motion. to table.
Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Ms. Braun?
I.
Mr. Bailey?
Aye.
Mr. Fogg?
Aye.
And Mr. Nolan?
You sure you want me as chair? Can I rush through that?
I would have nominated you.
No, we're keeping you on for the next few months. It seems like all
Trial.
of the Board of Zoning Appeals, members are moving out of the county.
With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
I.
All right, we're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
So, Michael, did you hear that?